Tony Stark has a theme song. A chosen anthem, which he used to make a splashy entrance. Twice. Shoot to Thrill is clearly on Iron Man's personal soundtrack. Of course, it's not like he's the only Marvel character with ties to music. Everyone has a song that amps them up, calms them down, or tells their story. A song that is their song. And I want to listen to him.
Jarvis, drop my needle.
I love music, and I love superheroes. So I want to find each superhero's personal anthem and assemble Earth's mightiest mixtape. The Marvel Cinematic Universe Ultimate Music Collection.
Order online at timelife.com.
So here are the rules I've set for myself. We're going to cover every official Marvel Studios movie and TV show, but only one season for the shows, and as much as I love A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer, no one-shots. Each movie has a hero, and each hero has a song. I can only favor a hero or recording artist once, since Iron Man is all about Tony Stark, and Iron Man 2 is all about AC/DC. From there, it's pretty easy to figure out Iron Man's song is AC/DC's Shoot to Thrill. As for the rest of the Avengers, those answers didn't come until The Avengers, when someone at a Russian press conference asked,
Personal soundtracks go. What do you got?
the next movie in the MCU is The Incredible Hulk. So, let's hear what the actor who plays the Hulk had to say.
I would say the Hulk is the Clash.
Check this out. I tracked down everything from The Clash, and this is what stood out to me. I'd say Bruce and Hulk have a shared identity crisis, and they hate being called the wrong name, so What's My Name is the Hulk Clash song.
Been a while.
The next Avenger on the roster is introduced in Iron Man 2, since her own movie continues to be long overdue.
I'm gonna go for a Trent Reznor soundtrack. I think that's a good way. It's good to fight too.
9 Inch Nails doesn't appear anywhere in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so enter the Avengers movie trailer. Natasha's arc over the course of her many appearances as Black Widow was becoming the kind of person who had people to have ties to and care about. She finds others worth committing to and fighting for. And once she does, she's all in. When Chris Hemsworth said,
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
like everyone else on that panel, I thought, oh man, that's cool. I would love to watch Thor synced up to Dark Side of the Moon and see if maybe his fight with the Destroyer is set to eclipse. But before I could pull that off, Taika Waititi happened. I mean, it's almost too obvious, but Immigrant Song is now Thor's song.
You left your stereo on.
Oh, right. Thank you.
I'd expect the song for Steve Rogers would be just as out of time as he is. And since Chris Evans didn't have an answer for us to guess Captain America's musical tastes, there aren't really many clues. That is, until It's Been a Long, Long Time appears diegetically in The Winter Soldier. It's a great choice, enough for Steve to want to track it down on vinyl. It was often used to welcome home veterans from World War II, and the title alone describes Steve's journey. Imagine how vindicated I felt when it closes out Steve's entire arc. I swear, I'm onto something with this playlist thing.
I think I'll go with Muse, who's to me, a spin-off of Queen and Radiohead, and sort of anthems and sort of visceral.
I went through the entire catalog of Muse to find Hawkeye's song. Oh man, let me tell you. But Butterflies and Hurricanes was always on my mind. It just feels like Clint. His dark undertones.
Be my genuine pleasure.
His precision. And his willingness to take action and make a difference.
I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But I'm going back out there because it's my job. Doesn't matter what you did or what you were. If you go out there, you fight, and you fight to kill. But if you step out that door, you are an Avenger. Aye, good chat.
Finally, the heart and soul of the Avengers, Agent Coulson. Although Clark Gregg was not part of the Avengers panel, even when he totally should have been, he was part of KCRW's guest DJ project, where he brought 5 songs and spoke about using music to inspire his acting, which I think is a totally great method. He shared a story about filming his death scene in the Avengers with the help of a confidential playlist called Dropping In. Then, he played Radiohead's Go to Sleep.
Something for the vagabond mind over my dead body. Something big is gonna happen over my dead
All right, we're getting into sidekick territory. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Iron Man 3, Rhodey's Time to Shine. Though, admittedly, there's very little to go on here.
You're like a sphinx. I can't read you.
So here's what I got. In Iron Man 2, when War Machine first appears and spars with Iron Man, the fight turns in his favor when Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock's It Takes Two drops their beat.
Sorry, pal, but Iron Man doesn't have a sidekick.
Get busy. Ready now? 1, 2, 3, get loose now.
Now, Colonel Rhodes can absolutely get down, but he is often there to back up and see to the well-being of others, particularly his best friend, who got ego and would absolutely be dead without him. Thor has a fair share of allies in the Dark World, but we all know that Loki is the standout. And yes, he's more of an anti-hero, but that should count for something. It's partly hero. Plus, he's the only actor in the MCU who is taking my playlist seriously.
That's so stupid.
He mentioned the band on that Avengers panel.
When it first played Loki in Thor, I was inspired by very, very angry music of The Prodigy, if anybody knows that. It's like grungy 90s dance music, but for some reason it worked for me.
The album in an interview with Big Pond Movies.
I've always found it quite useful to listen to the Prodigy's album, Music for the Jilted Generation.
And the exact song on Hot Us on Music.
Oh, Chris Evans by a mile. Right? Yeah. The guy's like rocking it for spandex.
Then he doubled down on it later with Nerd HQ.
I don't even know what the scene was, and I was like, dude, he is in it right now.
Listen, I still play it. It's Poisoned by Prodigy.
That's my Loki song. So there you go.
Captain America Winter Soldier also has a reformed villain, but Bucky's not quite there yet. So the new hero is Falcon, who names
Marvin Gaye, 1972 Trouble Man soundtrack
as the most significant music of his lifetime. There has to be a reason for that, just like there is a reason for the music supervisor to have the title track playing when Steve wakes up. Trouble Man is indicative of who Sam Wilson is. All right, here's the 4 million unit question. Which song in the Milano's tape deck is the one for Guardians of the Galaxy? Most of the songs on Peter's Awesome Mix are love songs. Only one is about being an asshole. The Runaways' Cherry Bomb. And just look at that slow walk. That's who this movie is about. A band of punks who are about to blow things up. Agent Carter has a pretty good assortment of 1940s bops. But again, most of those are love songs. Even the original number that was written for the show is a love song. And I don't know, that just doesn't strike me as Peggy's style. Now there's Bing Crosby's Lay That Pistol Down, which sounds like it would be a Peggy Carter anthem, but it's from the perspective of a perp. And she's not gonna stand down. So I went with Peggy Lee's It's a Good Day.
Yes, it's a good day for singing a song, and it's a good day.
Honestly, I can't explain why I feel this is the right song. Maybe it's her optimistic personality. Maybe it's because it plays when she's resisting other SSR agents. Or maybe it's because Peggy Lee shows up more than once on the show. Heck, maybe it's because I'm sucker because her name is Peggy. The point is, we'll never know because the show was canceled too soon. Speaking of Daredevil, there is a jukebox track in Josie's Tavern from Brett Detar, sorry man, called Broken Hymn. It's about the struggle of addiction expressed through Christian iconography, which is pretty much the treatment for the Daredevil series. If it wasn't for Brett reaching out for help in the song, I would guess it was written by Matt Murdock himself.
I don't want to stop.
Getting back to the Avengers. Age of Ultron is our only chance to honor Quicksilver. And
you didn't see that coming?
Bear with me here. I chose to do that with Gogol Bordello's Wanderlust King.
But I'm a Wanderlust King!
Why this song? Well, my first thought was, a Ukrainian gypsy punk band is a pretty good choice for an Eastern European refugee who likes to move around a lot. And it's a great excuse to comb through all of Bordello's music. My second thought was, Pietro strikes me as someone who takes pride in his country, and this song includes a Russian translation of a widely known operetta that's popular in the Soviet Union, which Pietro would think is pretty cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
I travel the world looking for understanding of the times that we live in. New history of...
But finally, while Gogol Bordello has more mature songs that may better express Pietro's heartache for his war-torn nation, Wanderlust King does it with a playfully defiant charm that is oh so crisp.
And presidents and billionaires and generals, they'll never know what I have.
I know the selection is a little stereotyped, so please forgive me. Especially on this next one. Adam and the Ants Invasion for Ant-Man. Look, I didn't want to use an Adam and the Ants song any more than I wanted to use High Hopes.
Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that?
But if Peyton Reed was cool with repping Ant-Man in his sequel's trailer with this song, then it's good enough to use here.
Wasn't my idea.
So even though the song isn't about Scott's struggle to make a life post-incarceration, it could be. Instead, it's about drugs. But I'm sure there were plenty of times when Scott felt like he was on drugs. So, yeah, why not? Jessica Jones is another character who I can't really imagine cares much about music. However, she did use angry girl rock to set a trap for her nemesis, specifically Sleigh Bells Demons. I mean, just listen to this song. It sounds like Jessica Jones. Hell, Jessica Jones is the personification of angry girl rock. Now, let's talk about the Vision. For a character who introduces himself with metaphilosophy and explains his opinions with algorithms, I think the most telling moment of the Vision actually is when he is wearing a polo shirt and listening to music while cooking food he can't eat. The song he's playing is Chet Baker's rendition of I Fall in Love Too Easily. In it, the singer laments, despite knowing better, that he commits to his feelings too quickly and too strongly.
I fall in love too terribly hard for love to ever last.
It's as I said, catastrophe.
Say what you will about the Vision. Worthy as he may be, he forms his ideals and he commits to them, for better or for worse. I'm looking forward to hearing if Wanda has other ideas on this subject.
It works. It works.
It works.
What about you? Do you have other ideas? Do you have a different soundtrack or anthem for any of these heroes? Is your name Don Cheadle, and can you please provide some insight? If so, please leave your suggestions in the comments below so all of us can create our collective playlist. Now, flip over your video to side B to continue.
Plus $3.99 shipping and handling.